Hey, it's Kelly again, and today we're talking about Etsy businesses. So, we're going to walk you through how to set up an Etsy business and talk to you about some of the library resources that will help you set up your shop online. One of the first steps you will want to take before starting your Etsy business is to determine what type of product or products you would like to sell. There are three types of products on Etsy: handmade, vintage, and supplies. Handmade products include items that are pre-made and altered by the shop owner. Vintage products are items that are at least 20 years old. Supplies consist of items whose primary purpose is to be turned into something else. Before you set up a shop on Etsy's website, it may be helpful to set up a legal business entity. Most Etsy sellers will choose to form a sole proprietorship rather than an LLC, but that decision is up to you. According to the Secretary of State's website, a sole proprietorship is a business where a single owner has complete control over a business, enjoys all the profits, makes all decisions, and has the liability and responsibility for the debts and obligations of the business. Though you do not need to register a sole proprietorship with the Secretary of State, you will need to register a DBA, or doing business as, fictitious name. Missouri law requires any person or business entity which transacts business in the state under a name other than their own true name to register that business with the Secretary of State's office as a fictitious name registration. The sole proprietor without employees who doesn't file any excise or pension plan tax returns doesn't need an employer identification number, or EIN. In this instance, the sole proprietor uses his or her social security number as the taxpayer identification number. In order to run a successful Etsy business, you may need to learn some new skills. Fortunately, there are plenty of resources available through lynda.com and our other online course databases. What skills do you need to acquire? Consider brushing up on or learning about basic accounting, customer service, inventory management, advertising, photography, social media, and writing. In order to target your marketing toward the people most likely to buy your product, you will need to define your ideal customer. Your shop will likely have multiple target customers, but envisioning your ideal customer can help you make decisions about the rest of your business, including customer service and packaging. You will need to define the ideal customer by age, sex, marital/parental status, occupation, location, and purchasing behaviors. In order to track expenses and keep up with demand, you will need to determine what equipment, materials, and supplies you will need. Fortunately, Etsy provides a handy Microsoft Excel template you can use for tracking business expenses. You may also want to check out the Gale Small Business Builder database, which also has an expense tracking feature you can access anywhere online. After you figure out the cost of your materials, you can then calculate and set your product's retail price. Etsy has another awesome Excel worksheet to help you with pricing titled How to Price Like a Pro. As an Etsy seller, you will do all of your business online, so you will need to become familiar with the U.S. Postal Service or your favorite private delivery carrier. Refer to the Etsy Seller Handbook on shipping for more information. With all of these pieces in place, you can now set up your Etsy seller account and create your shop.